actually my own studio, which I'm so thrilled about. It's still crazy and so new to me. I'm also going to be teaching some live classes. I'm so excited to bring you guys with me on my yoga journey. So thank you for being here. So today's flow is all about having a strong body, a strong mind. We're going to be holding some difficult poses that are not only going to strengthen our muscles, but are going to help us work on that mental fortitude. Let's get into it. We're going to begin on our knees in a hero pose. And we'll start by setting an intention for this flow, or maybe you want to carry it with you for the rest of this day. An intention, an affirmation. And if you like, you can place one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest and close your eyes with me. You can quietly set it in your head if you like. And as you set your intention, we're going to take 3 cleansing breaths together. Inhaling through the nose, filling up the chest and the belly, and exhaling through the mouth. Inhale, and exhale. One more time, inhale, and exhale. You can slowly blink your eyes open, and with that intention in your mind, you can place your hands on your knees. We're going to move into some seated cat-cows from here. So as you inhale, lift your chin to the sky, pull your arms backwards, palms together behind you. And exhale, rounding the spine, tucking your chin to your chest, bringing your hands together in front of you. Inhale, reaching back, lifting the chin. Exhale, rounding for our seated cat. One more time. Inhale. For seated cow. Exhale, seated cat. Beautiful. Release your arms back down to your knees. Inhaling your hands to the sky. Grabbing onto the left wrist with that right hand. Exhale, bending to the right, pulling that wrist to intensify the stretch. Inhaling back to center, switching your grip. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale back to center, the wrist. Exhale, twisting to the right, left hand on that right thigh, gaze over that right shoulder. Inhaling to center, hands to sky. Exhale, twisting to the left, right hand to left thigh. And release that twist, coming back to center. We're going to move into a one-legged shoelace pose. If you can do the full shoelace, go ahead and do that. But I'm going to stick with the single leg shoelace. So straighten your legs out in front of you. If you like, you can flex your feet, pull your spine nice and long. Give your feet a little flex and pointing. Doing a little nerve flossing here. Take that left foot and cross it over top of that right leg. If you'd like to go into the full shoelace pose, you can take this right heel and just bring it up beside your butt like this and stack your knees on top of each other. I'm not that flexible, so I'm going to stay right here. Now I'm going to kind of pull this foot so that it's not flat on my foot. I'm kind of on the blade of it a little bit. And all together, deep breath in, nice long spine. Exhale, folding forward over top of that leg. Release that pose, straightening your spine back up. Uncross your legs, give them a little pedal, and then we'll go to the other side. Cross the right leg over top of the left. Again, if you want to do the full shoelace pose, you'll bring that left heel to the right bum cheek, and then stack your knees. But you're going to bring your right foot onto the edge. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, hinging forward. Release this pose, unwind your legs. If you need to pedal your legs out again, go ahead and do that. And here we'll cross our legs and roll forward into a tabletop position. We'll get into the burning part of our floor. So in this tabletop position, stand your wrists underneath your shoulders and you're going to curl your toes. And as you inhale, lift your knees off of the mat. So you're almost in like a bear crawl position. You're just hovering your knees off the mat a couple of inches, squeezing your core. Don't forget to breathe, don't hold your breath. And on your next exhale, press into a downward facing dog. Pedal your feet out if you need. Get whatever movement you feel like your body needs in this moment. Relax your head between your biceps. Beautiful. Gaze forward, bend the knees, hop, step, or float to the top of your mat, meeting me in a forward fold. If you like, you can keep your hands just underneath your shoulders on the mats. You can also tuck them in your elbows and just ragdoll, getting a little swaying motion if that movement suits you. And then we're going to go into our first balancing pose from here, putting our weight into our left foot. And you have the option here to let your fingertips help with your balance by bringing them to the mat under your shoulders. But we're going to put our weight in that left foot and then lift that right leg to the sky as high as we can, trying to touch our nose to that left knee. If this is easy for you, you can take your fingertips and wrap them around that left heel. Oh, I'm not going to do that. I started on my bad balance side today, so I'm just going to focus on lifting that right leg nice and high, feeling that my core engage as I try to balance here. And releasing this pose, bring that right knee outside of that left foot and sit all the way down on that right bum cheek. Bring your left elbow inside that left knee and twist over to the right, gazing over that right shoulder. Release the twist, taking it to the other side. Right elbow outside of that left knee, gazing over the left shoulder. Release the twist. We're going to sit on that right hip and bring that right knee up. Straighten the left leg. Bring that right hand underneath the right shoulder and extend that left arm overhead, getting a beautiful side body stretch. We're going to get a little bit of ab work in here, so option to stay right here. Of course, you don't have to do as I say. I'm not your boss. But if you'd like to join me in getting a little ab work, lift that left leg so that it's parallel to your mat. Take a deep breath in and exhale, touch your elbow to your knee. Inhale, extend the arm and the leg. Exhale, crunch in. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. Let's do two more. Last one. Beautiful. Bring that foot back down to the mat. Lift up to a T and bend sideways over that straight leg, changing the stretch to that right side body. Release that stretch, bringing the right hand underneath the right shoulder. And we're gonna go into a side plank from here. You have the option to stay right here if this is too hard on your shoulder for a side plank. Just extend that arm overhead. Or if you like, to toughen this up a little bit, bring this right leg so that the right toes are behind that left heel. Lift your hips to the sky for our side plank. Release this pose coming into our full plank. Drop onto your knees, back into that tabletop position. And we're gonna go through a couple of cat-cows. Inhaling, dropping the belly, lifting the chin and the tailbone. Exhale, press the mat away from you, arching the spine, cat. Keep going, again, using your breath as a guide. And if you'd like to add in any more organic movement with body rolls or maybe spinal waves, it's your practice. Do what feels good for you. One more. And then come back to a neutral spine. Tuck your toes, lift your knees up off the mat. A couple of inches back into that bear crawl position. Don't hold your breath in these static positions. Keep it going. Your breath will help you through anything. 2 more breaths. And on your next exhale, press into downward facing dog. Get whatever movement you need. Or if you like, just find some stillness, trying to mount your heels to the mat. When you're ready to move on to the float, take your gaze forward, bend your knees, hop, step, or float to the front of your mat, and meet me in the forward fold. Going back into the standing splits here, this time on the right side. Putting your weight into that right foot, if you like, taking a hold of that right heel, and then bringing that left leg to the sky. Use your fingertips for balance if you need to. Try to touch your nose to your knee. If you're shaking, that's okay. If you fall, that's also okay. Just come back into the pose when you're ready. Struggling today. Just too excited, you know? I'll just focus on lifting the leg nice and high. One more breath in this pose. And as you exhale, bring that left knee all the way outside that right foot, bringing your left bum cheek to the mat. Right elbow inside that right knee, twisting over that left shoulder. Release that twist and take it to the other side, bringing the left elbow outside of that right knee, gaze over the right shoulder. Release that pose, turning onto that left hip, bringing that left hand under your left shoulder, standing up on the left knee, straighten the right leg, extend the right arm overhead for a nice stretch in that side body. Option to stay right here if you'd like to join me in those ab crunches. Lift that right leg parallel. Inhale and exhale. Touch the elbow to the knee. Extending as you inhale and exhaling as you contract. We'll do 2 more. And the last one. Beautiful. Bring that foot back down to the mat. Lift yourself up to that T and then bend over that straight leg sideways. Release that bend, bringing that left hand back down to the mat. Again, option to stay with your knee planted if it's too hard on your shoulders. Or you can join me in side plank by bringing the left toes behind the right heel and then extending the right arm overhead, lifting those hips nice and high. Take a peek down, make sure your shoulder is over top of that wrist. I'm on this side. And release into plank. Drop the knees. Bring a nice and wide melt into a child's pose. Bring your forehead to the mat. Rock side to side, dropping one elbow at a time. Bring your mind back to that breath. And back to that intention that you set at the beginning of this strong body, strong mind flow. From here we're going to roll up, cross the legs, and sit on our bums, straightening those legs out in front of us. We'll go into boat pose from here. So if you have a couple of options, you can keep your heels on the mat and just lean back until you feel your core engage. If you'd like to bump it up a level, bring those legs parallel off the mat, and you can extend your hands out, palms up to the sky. And again, if you want to bump it up, straighten the legs. Whoa! Oh, I'm shaking so much. I just did a leg workout yesterday, so this burns. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Release your heels to the mat. Beautiful job. We're gonna roll onto our backs, one vertebrae at a time. And bring your heels up to your bum. You should be able to reach down and almost touch your heels or touch them. We're gonna go into bridge pose here. So you can keep your palms down on the mat. Take a deep breath in as you lift your hips to the sky. So think about where your tailbone is right now. If you have this little dip, if you watch my bum, I'm so sorry. If you watch my bum, it has this little dip, but I'm gonna tuck my tailbone underneath, and that's gonna lift my hips to the sky, stretching out my hip flexors. When I'm in this pose, I'm also gonna think about what my heels are doing. So they're not just planted on the mat, I'm thinking about pulling them in towards my bum. So that's adding another level of engaging the quads, the hamstrings, the booty. It's all about squeezing and pulling in. A couple more breaths here. Lift your hips a little higher. And exhale, release your bum back down to the mat. Whew. All right, you have the option to go into your bridge pose again, or you can join me in cloud pose. So, this pose is a little bit more intense. I'm just gonna shift so I have the room here. So, what you're gonna do is you're gonna pop your knees up towards your face and bring your hands underneath your lower back. Okay, your knees are almost touching your nose, and you can stay right here if you like. This is lots. Or you can fully bring your toes to the mat over top of your head, and then bring your palms to the mat. If you do BJJ, this pose is one that you need to be doing for those inversions. You're gonna feel this everywhere really, but and to release this pose, just bring your heel back to your bum one at a time and really gently roll onto your back. Beautiful work. Bring your arms out into a T. Let your knees fall over to the left. Gaze over that right shoulder. If you want to intensify the stretch, straighten that right leg. Come back to center, dropping your knees over to the right. Gaze over that left shoulder, again extending that leg if you need a deeper stretch. And release that twist, coming back to center. Let's get one more big stretch, extending the arms and the legs. One more time. And then you can bring your hands down beside your hips. Your heels about. Bring your heels a little wider and let your toes fall away from each other. And we're just going to take a couple minutes here for ourselves. Just bring your mind to your breath. Follow it in through the nose. Feel it rush down your esophagus. Feel it rush down your throat. Feel it fill your lungs and lift your belly. And then feel that whole process reverse. As you exhale, your belly will drop, your lungs will empty, and your chest will lower, and that warm air is going to come out of your mouth. Just let go of everything. Let go of tension in your muscles, in your mind. Just let your body melt into the mat. If you'd like to continue your Savasana, feel free to pause this video. Or if you like, you can wiggle your fingers and your toes and blink your eyes open. And then, at your own pace, come into a comfortable seat. In the so much for the support that you guys have given me so far. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I would love to have you in my little dojo. You can find me on Instagram at dojocat713. That's where I post my kickboxing and jiu-jitsu stuff. Also this month, keep an eye out on the community tab. I will be releasing my link to my new Patreon. It's going to be called Yoga with Dojo Cat, and I will be posting hour-long videos there for you, and then eventually when I meet the requirements, I'll do those in the YouTube membership as well. I just wanted to provide some longer classes. If you are in the Saskatoon area, I encourage you to drop into one of my live classes. I'd be so excited to have you there. If I have the information ready, I will put a link to the booking app in the description box below. Oh, let me know if you would be interested in doing some live classes with me. I'm thinking about doing that as well. Now that I have all this space to move around, I think that would be really fun to do, but I don't want to do it and then have only a couple people show up, so. Anyway, that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you guys next time. Os.